Hi to whoever's watching. My name is Taylor. I'm the Assistant Food Service Director at Andover Public Schools, and today I'm going to do a quick tutorial on how to run direct certification. This tutorial is going to be direct certification, but as someone who has already been running it regularly throughout the year, it is a little different when you do it the first time of the year. I can explain a little bit more as we get into it, but just to start off, you start off at your main page, and then you go to Virtual Gateway. So the website looks a little dated. I don't know what's happening because this is not how it normally looks, but I'm going to go to log into Virtual Gateway, and then my login information is already here, so I'm going to hit log in. And then I'm going to go to my account page. And then, so you're here, it says, welcome to online direct certification and direct verification. So as I said, I'm running this as someone who has already previously run it. So typically, you're supposed to run it 3 times at the beginning of the year, preferably before school starts, and then like twice in the first month or so. I know there's a specific date. I don't have it on the top of my head. But because of everything going on with COVID-19, I have been running it weekly. So I'm going to go over to match history results. And then it's all blank here. But what I'm going to do is hit search. And basically all of my like the previous matches that I've run, are all going to be listed here, and they do it in order of like what is the most recent. So I typically, if I'm going to go run my weekly one, I'm going to pick the most recent one that I've done, and then I would hit view results. I'm not going to do it in this case because of privacy information. Because what happens is when I click view results, on this lower half of the screen, it's going to basically show you who is a match, who's not. So then there's a button once you run it, and it will say next file upload. And so basically what that means is it's taking everyone who wasn't a match previously and rerunning them. So anyone who already came up as free or reduced is now taken out of that category because they've already been run. So this is specifically the people who haven't been a match. It's taking all of their data and bringing it into a new file. That way you can run those kids. And when we had our administrative review, I hadn't been doing it this way. And our reviewer said it almost becomes a nuisance to keep running every student every time. So by hitting next file upload, you're just selecting the ones that need to be run instead of rerunning everyone. So like I said, I am not going to do that right now because of privacy, and I cannot pull up everyone's information. But what happens is you're able to save it. It comes up in Microsoft Excel. So I made like a mock student, I guess, direct certification. So this is how it would come up with the row, the first name, the last name. We have a column for suffix, date of birth, and then it's going to show you were they a match or not. So I typically would, so you see we have no match, but then there are some that come up as free. And then it has just more information about the student. Again, all of these I have edited to they're not correct information, so this doesn't represent any actual student. These are just mock students. So then what I do is, okay, this is exciting. We have 2 students who now matched for free. So I'm going to highlight that column by clicking on it. So I just highlight that one column, and then if you follow my mouse, I go over to the AZ sort filter, and I do sort from A to Z. And then it's just going to say that there was more data involved, and would you like to expand the selection? So I do, and then it just basically, what it did was it brought all your free students to the top. I'm just going to delete that extra row because we don't need it. So now, okay, awesome, I have 2 students who need their information updated. So what I do, hold on one second, what I do is I make a new file. So I'm going to do File, New, Blank Workbook, and then I'm going to go into this original one. I'm going to highlight, so I'm hitting Shift, and then I'm clicking with my left click, and I'm just highlighting those 2 students who are free. And I'm going to do, so basically I'm going to hit Control C on my keyboard to copy it, and then I'm going into my new sheet that I made, and I'm just going to hit Control V to paste it in. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to save it, and so I will just go, actually I'll just save it to my documents, hold on one second, or my desktop. So I'm going to save it as Free Matches Direct Certification. I don't even know how I'm spelling it. Certification. And then I'm going, so we use Neilmagic. Neilmagic needs the uploads to be a CSV file, not an Excel workbook. If you're using another type of POS system, it could vary. However, I'm almost positive most do CSV, so you would just do this drop down and you would save it as CSV. So I'm going to hit save, hit yes, and then that's good to go. So now what I would normally do, and again, this is an example now with Neilmagic. I don't have NutriKids or anything else, but I'm going to go into Neilmagic. And we wait. I'm going to log in. So, sorry for the wait. Okay, so now we are in Neilmagic. So I'm going to go to Applications, and then I'm going to hit Direct Certification. And then all of this has already been set up with us. So let me show you. So basically how we have our row, our first name, our last name, suffix, date of birth, all these things at the top are Neilmagic has been set up to basically when I upload this new file, everything's going to match in the same order. And this is something that if you do have Neilmagic, you don't have this set up, they can talk you how to do it over the phone. That's not, I can't do that in this tutorial because everyone's is different. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose my file, and then I'm going to go to my desktop. I am going to go to Free Matches Direct Certification, and then because they are free, the authority is going to be SNAP. If they were reduced, it would be Medicaid reduced, but the free ones go under SNAP. So the file format is CSV. As you can see, I did remember to save it as CSV right there. I have to go back and choose it again. Hold on. So then I'm going to hit Preview. And it shows me the 2 students. And you just want to make sure that everything is pairing up appropriately. So it says first name, and then we have their first names, last name, they have date of birth, their SACID, and their LACID. So everything matches up. So if that is correct, you're going to hit match, and then it will say, so normally if it was an actual student, it would tell you, okay, it's going to update 2 students, and it would tell you the percent of your population. If this is correct, then you go ahead, you enter in the code and hit continue, and then it takes care of your direct certification and it's done. It will ask you if you want to print a letter, email the family. I'm not going to run this because these aren't students, but that is typically how you do it. And then so let's say hypothetically, if in my mock direct certification, if I had students that also were reduced, I would do the same thing. I would highlight them. So I would highlight the students. If it said, it would say reduced. I would then do the same thing that I did when I was doing the free students. So I would make a new file, go to new blank workbook, and then again I would just copy and paste any of the students that were reduced, save them, put them in the new file, save that as a CSV. Then I would go back to Meal Magic and I would upload the file, but then instead of hitting, you'd have to make sure to change this. So you'd have to change it to Medicaid reduced, and then you would just run it the same way. And so that would take care of direct certification. Yeah, pretty much that is how we do it. And so hopefully this tutorial has been useful. If you have any questions, you can leave them in a comment. Thank you. Bye.